everybody. Hope you all are good and safe. I am Aashirwad Dharel. So I have come up with another video on area and perimeter, which is especially applicable for class 6 and 7, and it is useful for class 4, 5 as well. 4, 5, 6 and 7. So all these students from class 4, 5, 6 and 7, they can enjoy this video. They can learn something about area and perimeter of square and rectangle. So today we will try to find out how to find the area and perimeter of square and rectangle. Area and perimeter of square and rectangle. So before starting with area and perimeter, I would like to tell you something about square and rectangle. Once I had asked a student in class 4, what is the difference between square and rectangle? And a student told me, sir, square is smaller and rectangle is bigger. He told me that. And I asked other students as well. And they told me same thing. Yes, he is right, sir. We have seen square is smaller and rectangles are bigger. Squares are smaller and rectangles are bigger. Then I told them, I draw picture over there, and I asked, what is this? And they told, of course sir, that is a square. Okay, then tell me, what is this? And they told me, that is rectangle, sir. Then I asked them again, is rectangle bigger than square? And they were surprised. They said, no sir, the square can also be bigger than rectangle. So their shape and size is not the difference. So what is the difference? Some differences are here, the properties of square and rectangle. Okay? So square also has 4 sides, rectangle also has 4 sides, but all sides are equal in square. Look, all the sides are equal. This AB, BC, CD and DA, they all are equal. But in rectangle, opposite sides are equal and parallel. So here is a rectangle PQRS. In this rectangle PQRS, the side PQ and side SR are opposite to each other and they are equal to each other. Is that it? Okay. PQ and SR, they are equal and at the same time they are parallel as well. Similarly, this line segment PS and QR, they are also opposite to each other and they are also equal to each other. Not only that, they are parallel to each other. So all sides are equal in square, all sides are equal. This side, this side, this side, this side, all the sides are equal to each other. But in rectangle, only opposite sides are equal. Yes, this side and this side are equal because they are opposite sides. This PQ and SR, they are opposite sides and equal. Similarly, PS is equal to QR because they are opposite. So diagonals are equal and bisect each other with right angle at midpoint. In square, diagonals are equal. In rectangle also, diagonals are equal. But in a square, the diagonals are bisected at midpoint with right angle. They form right angle. Look here. Diagonal BD and AC. They are the diagonals of this square ABCD. They are equal to each other. This AC is equal to this BD. Similarly, when these two lines intersect at point O, it forms a right angle over here. Okay? But in the case of rectangle, right angle is not formed, but diagonals are equal. So let's move to another property. Each of the angles is 90 degrees. So all the interior angles of a square are 90 degrees. Angle ABC is 90 degrees. Similarly, BCD is also right angle. That means 90 degree. Angle CDA and angle DAB. All angles are 90 degrees. In rectangle also, all the angles are 90 degrees. Okay? But what is the difference? Here, in a square, all the sides are equal, but in rectangle, opposite sides are equal. Okay? And diagonals bisect with 90 degree in a square, but diagonals do not bisect with 90 degree in rectangle. These are the basic difference or basic properties of square and rectangle. So, I already told you we will learn something about area and perimeter of square and rectangle. So, let's move on to find the area and perimeter. First of all, we are going to find the area of a square and perimeter of a square. Look here. So, a square is two-dimensional figure. Okay? Two-dimensional figure. So, if we have to find the area of two-dimensional figure, then what we have to do is we have to multiply the adjacent sides to find the area of two-dimensional figure. So, adjacent sides, AB side and BC side, they are adjacent to each other. BC and CD, they are also adjacent to each other. CD and AD, they are also adjacent to each other. Okay? So, to get area, we have to find the product of the adjacent sides. So, in the square, all sides are equal. So, if one of them is length or L, suppose L, then all are L. The measurement of all sides are L. So, when we multiply two adjacent sides, then we get L into L. If we multiply this side and this side, we get L into L. When we multiply L with L, the product is L square. So this is the formula to calculate the area of square. Okay? Once more. When you are asked to calculate the area of square, then you have to use formula L to the power 2 or L square. Because when we multiply two adjacent sides, we get L into L. When L is multiplied with L, the result is L square. That's why the formula to calculate the area of square is L square or L to the power 2. But in rectangle, look here, in rectangle, all the sides are not equal. Okay? So suppose this is length. If it is length, then it is breadth. Yes, R is breadth. So length and breadth are not equal in rectangle. So when we multiply two adjacent sides, then we get L into B. Okay? L into B. So L into B is the formula to calculate the area of rectangle. When you multiply the length of a rectangle with its breadth, then we get the area of the given rectangle. Listen once more. To find the area of rectangle, we have to multiply its length with its breadth. Okay? So let's move to perimeter. Perimeter means sum of all sides. When we add all the sides, then we get perimeter. If we add this side AB with BC, CD and DA, then we get the perimeter of this square ABCD. So this side is suppose the length of this side is L, then it would also be L, it would also be L, it would also be L. So when we add all the 4 L's, then we get 4L. That's why 4L is the formula to calculate the perimeter of square. Formula to calculate the perimeter of square is 4L. Let's move to rectangle. Suppose this is length, and it would also be length. If it is breadth, it would also be breadth. So when we add all the sides, this L plus B plus L plus B, we get 2L plus 2B. Okay? Because there are 2 lengths and 2 breadths. So 1 length plus 1 length, 2 length. 1 breadth plus 1 breadth, 2 breadth. So if we add all the 4 lengths, we get 2L plus 2B. And taking common 2, look here, you can see here is also 2, here is also 2. So we can take this 2 as common. So we take common and we write remaining thing here. We write L plus here B. 2 is common. That's why the formula to calculate the perimeter of rectangle is 2 whole L plus B. Okay? So, generally we can find the perimeter of rectangle by adding length and breadth and multiplying the result by 2. The final result will be the perimeter of rectangle. Do you get my point? Okay, that's great. Okay. Once more I would like to revise. Area of a square. The formula to calculate the area of a square, L square. It means L multiplied with L. When L is multiplied with L, then we get the area of a square, that is L power 2 or L square. Area of rectangle, L into B. So to find the area of 2-dimensional figure, we have to multiply the 2 adjacent sides. When we multiply 2 adjacent sides, then we get L into B in rectangle. That's why the formula to calculate the area of rectangle is L into B. So perimeter of the square, well, it means 4 into L. When the length is multiplied by 4, or 4 times of its length is the perimeter, okay? If we are asked to find the perimeter of the square, we have to multiply the given length by 4, then that way we can find the perimeter of the square. So now it's time for perimeter of rectangle. So to calculate the perimeter of rectangle, what we have to do is, first of all, we have to add 1 length and breadth. We have to add length and breadth. We will get a certain result. And with that result, if we multiply that result with 2, then we get the perimeter of rectangle. So we can say it 2 times L plus B. 2 times of L plus B. If we add L and B, means length and breadth, and multiply by 2, then we will get the perimeter of rectangle. It's very simple. Yes, class 3, standard 3 students can also solve this. Okay. Now, I would like to show you some examples related to area of square and perimeter of square. and area and perimeter of rectangle. Here are two examples, two questions. Okay. First of all, the first question is related with rectangle and another is related with square. Look here and listen. A rectangular field, a field which is rectangular in shape, it means rectangle. Okay. A rectangular field is 50 meter long. It means the length of that field is 50 meter. This 50 meter long means 50 meter is length, and 30 meter broad. It means the breadth is 30 meter. So what we have to find? Area and perimeter. Both. We have to find both area and perimeter. So now, second question. A square garden. So you might have seen garden, which here in the question the garden is in square shape. A square garden is 30 meter long. Means its length is 30 meter. Okay. Then what length of wire is required to fence it thrice? So if we have to fence that square garden having 30 meter length, then how much wire is required to fence it thrice? Not one time, not two times. If we have to fence it 3 times using wire, then what would be the length of that wire? For this, we have to find the perimeter of the square and multiply by 3, because we have to find the length of wire to fence it 3 times. So we have to find the perimeter of the square and multiply by 3 to get the length of wire required to fence it thrice. Similarly, we also have to find its area. Okay? Here, find the area and perimeter of rectangle. Here, you have to find the area and perimeter of square. So I would like to solve these 2 examples for you. So let me draw here. So question number 1. A rectangular field is 50 meter long. Solution. The length is 50 meter because it is shown here. It is given here. The field is 50 meter long, so 50 meter is length. Length L is equal to 50 meter, and 30 meter broad. It means broad means breadth. The breadth of the rectangular field is 30 meter. And what we have to find? In question A, we have to find area. Okay, in question A, area of rectangle. A equals to how much? Yes, we are asked the area of rectangle. So to calculate the area of rectangle, I have told you the formula. What is that formula? Can you tell me please? Okay, the formula is L into B. Area. We get the area of 2-dimensional figure by multiplying the 2 adjacent sides. The 2 adjacent sides of the rectangle are length and breadth. Okay? So let's multiply length and breadth. Let's find the product of length and breadth. The product of length and breadth would be the area of a rectangle. So length is how much? Length is 50 meter. So in place of L, we can write 50 meter. So replace this L by 50 meter times B. What is the value of B is 30 meter here. So replace this B by 30 meter. Now multiply this 50 meter with 30 meters. We get 5 3s are 15 and 2 zeros. Yes? 1500 or 1500 meter square. There is also meter. There is also meter. When meter m is multiplied with m, we get meter square. So the area of this rectangular field is 1500 meter square. Okay? So let's go to question B. B. We have to find the perimeter. Perimeter of rectangle. P equals to how much? So, how can we calculate the perimeter? Perimeter means sum of all sides. Okay? If we add all the sides, we get the perimeter. But the standard formula by adding all the sides is 2 whole L plus B. When we add length and breadth and multiply the result by 2, then we get the perimeter of rectangle. So 2 times the value of L is 50 meter. Here is given 50 meter plus the value of B is 30 meter. 30 meter. 2 times 50 meter plus 30 meter. We can add this 50 meter with 30 meters because they are like term. We cannot add L and B because they are unlike. But here 50 meter and 30 meter are like, so we can add them. 2 times 50 meter plus 30 meter. What would be the sum of 50 meter and 30 meter? That would be 80 meter. So when we multiply the summation of length and breadth by 2, we will get the perimeter of the given rectangle. So let's multiply this 80 meter with 2. The product will be 2 times of 80 means 160 meters. Okay. This way we can find the perimeter of rectangle. Okay. Length 50 meter, breadth 30 meter. To find the area, we have to apply this formula. Formula is L into B. L times B. Length times breadth. What is the length? 50 meter. What is the breadth? 30 meter. So 50 meter times 30 meter, that would be 1500 meter square. So now perimeter of rectangle. To find the perimeter of rectangle, we have to use the formula 2 times L plus B or 2 whole L plus B. The summation of L and B would be multiplied by 2. Here length is 50 meter plus breadth is 30 meter. So the summation of 50 meter and 30 meter is 80 meter. And when we find the product of 2 and 80 meter, we get 160 meter. It is the perimeter of the given rectangular field. I hope you have clearly understood this example. So let's I'd like to draw this I hope you are enjoying this video. I'm trying to convince you. So please be careful and listen carefully and look carefully. The question number 2 solution. So let's read the question once again. A square garden is 30 meter long. In a square, all sides are equal, so all side is 30 meter. Okay? Each of the sides is 30 meters. So length is 30 meter. What length of wire is required to fence its thrice? We are asked. So if we want to fence that square garden 3 times using wire, then how much wire is required? So to find the length of wire required here, first we have to find the perimeter of the given square garden. So perimeter of square garden. P equals to how much? Perimeter means sum of all sides. If we add all the 4 sides, we get 4L, because this is also L, this is also L, this is also L, this is also L. So the formula, standard formula to calculate the perimeter of square is 4L, or 4 times L. So when 4 is multiplied with length, L means length. How much is the length here? 30 meter. So replace this L by 30 meter. We get L times 30 meters. When we multiply this 30 meter with 4, we get 3 for the 12, yes, 120 meter. The perimeter of that square garden, which length is 30 meter, is 120 meter. That's the perimeter of the given square garden. But what we are asked, what length of wire is required to fence it thrice? What length of wire is required to fence it thrice? So again, the length of wire required to fence it thrice equals to how much? So we have to multiply the perimeter by 3, because we are supposed to fence that garden 3 times. Thrice, the word thrice is used here. If it was twice, we should, or we have to multiply by 2. But the word thrice is used here, that's why we multiply the perimeter by 3. So 3 times 120 meter. 12 3 are 36. So 120 into 3 is 360 meter. So if we want to fence the square garden whose length is 30 meter long 3 times, then we need 360 meter of wire. Okay? But tail question is also here. Also find its area. Now we have to find the area of that given square garden. So again, area of square garden, A equals to how much? What is the formula to calculate the area of square? It is L square. L square means L times L. When we multiply L with L, we get L square. So what is the value of L here? Look here. The length is 30 meters. So L is 30 meters. So we replace both L's by 30. Okay? 30 meter into 30 meter. When we multiply 30 into 30, then we get 3 3 9 and 2 0, just 900 meter square. So the area of that square garden is 900 meter square. Okay? Once again, the length of that square garden is 30 meter. And we have to find the length of wire required to fence it thrice. So to get that, At first, we have to find its perimeter. Okay, to calculate the perimeter of a square, we have to use the formula. FOL means 4 times of L. L means 30 here, so 4 times of 30 meter. When we multiply 4 by 30 meter, we get 120 meter. The perimeter of that square is 120 meter. So now we can easily find the length of wire required to fence it thrice by multiplying the given perimeter by 3. So 3 times of 120 meter, we get 360 meter. Why 3 times? Because the word thrice is used here. If the word twice was used, then we have to multiply by 2. 120 meter is perimeter. Okay, this is perimeter. This is perimeter. And we have multiplied it by 3. Why? Because the word thrice is used here. We would use 2 if the word twice was used. Okay? If 4 times was given, then we have to multiply by 4. If 5 times, then we have to multiply by 5. But here thrice is used, that's why we multiply by 3. 3 times of 120 meter, that is equal to 360 meter. Now, what would be the area of that square garden? The formula is L square. L square means L into L. The value of L is 30 meter here. That's why both L's are replaced by 30 meter. 30 meter times 30 meter, we get 900 meter square. So this is the area of this square garden. Thank you so much. I hope you have understood the concept of area and perimeter of square and rectangle, and I also hope you can easily find out and calculate the area and perimeter of square and rectangle. You can practice a lot, and if you have any question, you can ask me in comment section. Okay, I would like to strongly tell you to like our video, to comment our video, and subscribe our video. Thank you very much.